5 seconds. That's all the time it takes for a Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engine to suck in as much air as the volume of a squash court. It's also roughly how long it takes for a global CEO to look at India's demographic dividend and realize that instead of just outsourcing, they can move the literal crown jewels of British engineering to Bengaluru. Welcome to Front Page. Prime Minister Modi recently sat down with Rolls-Royce CEO Tufan Ergin Bilgik. Usually, these diplomatic dates involve a lot of stiff handshakes and vague promises to, well, cooperate for that matter. But this one actually spit out real numbers. Rolls-Royce signaled a massive pivot, aiming for their Indian Global Capability Centers, also known as GCC, well done, to become their largest hub on the entire planet. The strategy breaks down into 3 distinct shifts. The hub to rule them all. They plan to expand the India GCC until it dwarfs every other office they have globally. Complex manufacturing. They are moving beyond the digital screen to co-create physical, high-tech components with Indian partners. Then, of course, deep engineering. This focuses on high-value engineering, not just basic maintenance, but the kind of deep product work that keeps a turbine from melting at 30,000 feet. Very important, I think. For decades, if a Western company mentioned a center in India, it was actually code for a glorified help desk. It was the digital equivalent of a broom closet where paperwork went to the processed cheaply. That era has effectively ended. Congratulations. The new conversation focuses on engineering depth and strategic control. Rolls-Royce has already been beefing up its Bengaluru Global Capability and Innovation Center. They aren't just filling spreadsheets there, no. They are supporting civil aerospace and defense functions. Think of it as the difference between hiring someone to wash your car and hiring someone to redesign the thermodynamic cycle of a jet engine. Wow, interesting. CEO Ergin Bilgik is using a very specific phrase, which is home market. That isn't just corporate fluff. It means they're treating India as a primary base of operations rather than a satellite office. This matters because of this. Rolls-Royce deals in high-stakes technology. We all know that. Their work occupies the space where these 3 worlds collide, which is civil aerospace, the massive engines hanging off the wings of long-haul jets. Defense propulsion, the high-performance tech that powers fighter jets and naval ships. Then, of course, power systems, the massive generators keeping hospitals and data centers alive and kicking. When a company like this says high-value engineering, they are talking about intellectual property, which is IP. They are essentially trusting the Indian ecosystem with the secret sauce. Expect 3 visible changes if this largest hub ambition pans out. Talent density, forget generalists. The demand now shifts to specialized systems, safety, and advanced manufacturing engineers. The kind of people who can do math that would make a calculator, well, pretty much shoot itself in the head. Design to build node. India transforms into a place where tech is conceived, not just executed. It's about co-development from the first sketch. Then, of course, we have supply chain integration. Complex manufacturing requires an entire neighborhood of specialized suppliers, high-end tooling, and uncompromising quality assurances. And if you're ready, here is the front page take. Rolls-Royce isn't just investing in India. You know what they're doing? They are behaving like a relative who realizes the family home in the village has better Wi-Fi, more talent, and a much faster pace of growth than the rainy suburb in, well, let's say, Derby. They aren't just actually visiting for a wedding. They are moving the family business to the front yard, and that's a good sign. When the people who build engines for the world's most advanced aircraft decide India is their global brain center, the Viksit Bharat vision stops being a slogan, ladies and gentlemen, on a government poster and actually starts feeling like it has 97,000 pounds of thrust engine behind it. That's the story. Please do let us know what you think about that analogy and, of course, the story itself. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, thinky I am.